So Resident Evil 9 finally dropped, and with it, we finally saw the return of Leon Aura Farm Kennedy.
That's why he's everything! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And there was one thing from the game that I knew I had to make. To kick things off, I got these amazing files from BHS 3D Design on Etsy. Definitely check them out, the link will be in the description below. I printed everything out on my Elegoo Neptune 4 3D printer, and it came out to be 12 pieces, including 2 halves of the frame, the grip, cylinder, ejector rod, trigger, hammer, both sights, and 2 detail pieces. Before I did anything, I went ahead and checked the fit on all of my pieces, and I'm going to praise the 3D modeler again here. Everything snapped together really clean and held together nicely on its own. So again, fantastic files. Check them out. I used 180 grit sandpaper to sand both of the interior faces of the frame just to clean up the seam and to make it a tighter fit. When it was done, everything was nice and smooth, and I could go ahead and attach these pieces together permanently with some Gorilla Glue. The files came with 2 connecting pins. I opted to just use the bottom one. With the frame put together, I moved on to the sanding. As you can see, the frame went together pretty smoothly. You can't really see that seam, so I threw on a respirator and I sanded all of the pieces with 180 grit sandpaper. So while this montage plays, I wanted to ask you guys where you rank Resident Evil 9 with the other Resident Evil games, and overall, what did you think about it? I played through it about 12 times at this point, and I absolutely love the game, but I'm really interested to hear some other opinions, so let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so with everything sanded down, I'm going to move on to some Bondo and acetone. By mixing these two together, it will thin out the Bondo and fill in any layer lines or mistakes in the print that I might have missed. Please always wear a respirator when working with hazardous materials, especially something like this where both are giving off some pretty nasty fumes. I brushed one layer onto all of the pieces, and as you can see, it dries extremely fast because of the acetone. This is an amazing way to quickly build up a workable surface. After everything had dried, some of the seams were still visible, so I went ahead and filled those in with some Bondo straight out of the tube. I've been using these silicone sculpting tools to push filler into the seams, and I highly recommend it. Next up was some Rust-Oleum 2-in-1 filler primer. I sprayed one coat right on top of the unsanded Bondo in the hopes that sanding everything down together would lead me to a smoother finish. I let it dry for about 24 hours and I was ready to wet sand with a 400 grit sandpaper. I got started on the smaller pieces first just to get them out of the way, and everything was going fine until I had a small incident.
That's
honestly, might be able to just glue it back on.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
I powered through the rest of the sanding, and I did manage to fix that piece, so in the end, it really was no big deal. After everything felt as smooth as it could be, I gave it all one more coat of filler primer and wet sanded one last time with an 800 grit sandpaper. At this point, this thing was looking really good, even without any paint. So I went ahead and I did one more test fit just to make sure the filler didn't gunk anything up. Everything still fit perfectly, so I got straight to the painting. Step 1 was a base coat with Krylon Matte Black. Next was the Rust-Oleum Silver Metallic. I've used this for many of my projects, and I knew it would be perfect for this prop. Small disclaimer if you're following along, I definitely didn't have to sand this down 2 extra times because the paint kept orange peeling. Anyway. Once the silver had dried, I used Rust-Oleum Gloss Clear Coat. Clear coat over silver usually ruins my props, but on this one, it would actually enhance it for once. The Requiem is a metallic silver, but not as reflective as a chrome, so this clear coat would dull the silver, but keep that shine that the Requiem has. I used Modern Masters Metallic Silver to paint the lower half of the front sight. And black acrylic to paint the trigger. Could I have masked this off, you say? Absolutely I could have, but I forgot to, so we're just going with it. With those painted and ready to go, I could now hit everything with the same gloss clear coat. And with everything on the frame painted and looking shiny, I could go ahead and assemble it. Since the fit was still great on all of the pieces, I just used some Gorilla Glue just to make sure nothing ever fell apart in the future. To hold the ejector rod in place and allow it to rotate, I used this thick gauge wire, then came back and snipped it at the end. Now I needed to get to the grip. I wanted to add just a little bit of a difference in the color since the whole thing was just still that matte black, so I mixed up some gray and I applied that along some of the highlights. Once it was done, I took it and glued it right into place on the frame. The last 2 small detail pieces just needed painted with some black acrylic. Once they were dry, I went ahead and glued them into place. Just like that, I was on the final stretch of this. It was time for the finishing touches. The finishing touches included these small grooves near the hammer and some additional screws around the frame. And the very last step was to paint the front sight with a bright red. Once that was done, we were ready for some glamour shots. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and consider subscribing. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, so if you guys are interested, I'd love to make some more props from the series. I'm thinking about 3D modeling Xeno's weapon, or maybe Gideon's pair of goggles from Resident Evil 9. So let me know if you would be interested in seeing anything like that. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.